So today we're in the studio shooting model Rockout. We're going to use the A7IV with a 50mm 1.4 by Sigma. I'm going to go through several lighting setups and show the results, so stay tuned to see those. So for this first setup, I've got an FS300C to the left of her with a 120cm softbox and a grid. Just a nice simple split lighting setup facing straight towards her. But the images were looking a little bit too flat. So to add a little bit more separation, I added a strip box to the back right of her with another 300 watt LED light, a CB300C, just to give a nice rim light. And these images are looking a lot better with a nice shape around her, and it's making the accessories and her hair pop. And these were my camera settings for these shots. And then for these, we switched the outfit up to this sky blue blazer and short set with the shoes to match, which looked really nice as well. It was giving a very Tiffany's brunch vibes with a very similar lighting setup, but it's slightly changed as I brought the key light forward, so it's at a 45-degree angle pointing down on her using the bottom edge of the softbox to light her. And the strip box I also moved forward and put a grid on it, and I took the grid off the key light so it's a bit more softer wash of light flooding the image with a bit more film. I was really liking the floor poses for these ones with the legs in front and her kind of behind. It was giving very magazine-esque kind of shots. And for this center shot and the one on the left, I switched to the Samsung 12mm lens for a wide angle vibe. And here are my camera settings that I used for these shots. And then I brought in a wooden stool. It's really important to get a few different vibes of shots, some on the floor, some standing, some using some props, so you can get a real range of images with the outfit. So for these ones, I pushed the key light back a bit, still without a grid, for a split lighting setup. And then for the rim light, I've got the strip box with a grid and another 300 watt LED light to give her that separation from the backdrop, because I wanted these images to have a brighter, lighter tone, but still get some nice shadows on her face and throughout the body. And I really like this pose where she was cross-legged on the stool as well. Not experimented with that pose before. And this is one of the great things with shooting with good models as well. You never know what you're gonna get, because your expertise behind the camera and their expertise in front of the camera can just create for some amazing images. And these are the edited images from this set, and here are my camera settings for this set of images. And we were back on the 50mm Sigma for these shots. And then I switched up the lighting setup with the same outfit using the optical snoot. This first set was looking a little bit basic, so I decided to spice things up a bit with RGB on the Neewer FS300C, turning it to a cyan blue just to the front right side of her, and then switching up the optical snoot to a red tone. As you can probably tell with my other shoots, I'm a big fan of using the optical snoot. I think shaping the light just gives images a whole different vibe. And these are the images I got with this lighting setup. And here are my camera settings. And then I switched up from the circle gobo on the optical snoot to the triangular one, and then tilted it sideways so it was more like an arrow of light. It can be slightly difficult sometimes getting the light in the right position and focus with the gobo. But I've actually got a cheaper one from AliExpress, but in the future I plan to get a more expensive one that can give me more options with shaping the light. But with the quality of images coming out of this one, it just shows you don't always have to buy the most expensive equipment to get something that looks great. And I was really feeling the cyberpunk vibe of these kind of images, and here are my camera settings for this set. And then coming to the end of the shoot with these ones, I switched the optical snoot back to a daylight balance, and we got some shots on the floor with the circle gobo, and these are the shots from this, and then my camera settings for this set. And for the last lighting setup on this outfit, I switched the gobo from the circle to the thick line so I can get some shadowy, mysterious kind of shots. Still with the FS300C to the front with the 120cm softbox with no grid, shining the blue cyan onto the backdrop, so it's daylight balance on her and the light, and then the rest of the frame is this cyan blue kind of color. And I really like these shots. I continue to surprise myself sometimes on these shoots with what I can create. And here are the camera settings for this last set. And as per usual, all the lights, backdrops and modifiers in this video are available for studio hire at illimitable spaces, and the A7IV, 50mm 1.4 and 12mm Samyang are also available for rental at the studio. This is the end of this set of images. Check out the suggested video for the first part of this shoot, and I'll see you soon.